Hey there, it's Gabrielle Nicolay from SpeechKids, where we teach little kids to talk and help parents understand their little kids. And we're going to talk about the green monster, jealousy. And jealousy is so hard. It's one of the harder feelings to deal with in our kids because we don't like to feel it ourselves. And I spent a lot of time, in my case, trying to avoid the feeling of jealousy by saying it didn't matter. That somebody else had something that I wanted, or that I didn't like it anyway, or that I had something that was better. And if you're anything like me, that has happened to you too, where you felt jealous, it was uncomfortable, it was yucky, and you might have made up a story like I did about how either it didn't matter or yours was better anyway. And so that's our temptation, is to pass that on to our kids. And yet, if we're following this idea that our children are, I sometimes say our kids are like space aliens who have landed here and they don't really know what they're doing, right? And so we have to sort of like interpret the world for them. If we're going to do that, then do we really want to be sending the message that that their jealousy is something that needs to be overcome? Or do we want to send a message that jealousy happens, it's there, yeah, no big deal. And so what I started doing when my kids were younger was really fiddling with this idea that it had to be better, that I had to fix the feeling of envy, versus just kind of sitting with it and being like, yeah, that doesn't feel very good, and not have it be a big deal. So let's talk about, so that's like the first thing, that think about how you process envy, because chances are it's happened to you. What to do about our kids. When kids are very small, 3, very, very small, they just want whatever they see. And it's not jealousy, they just want it. It's like impulsivity, it's immaturity. But when kids are about 3 years old, 3, 4, 5, they are classifying the world around them, right? They're sorting everybody and everything in it. And so this is where it gets dicey, because they're also starting to have friends that they want to play with. And so it's this notion of all or nothing, where if you're in the group, then everybody in the group is the same. And so if somebody does something, if my friend goes somewhere, then I want to go somewhere, because if we're friends, it means we do the same things. And we have the same things. It's a really immature way of thinking about groupings, but this is what's happening as kids are learning how to classify, right? And so that envy is going to pop up because, right, jealousy is what happens when you're looking at somebody who has or is doing something that you would like to do, that looks interesting to you, and you don't have it, or you're not doing it. And that's all. And that's okay. So when your child is expressing that feeling of, I really want that pony that, my friend has, the only thing we have to do in that moment is say, yeah, you really want that, and that doesn't feel very good, does it? Boom, end of story. Which is so counterintuitive, because what do you want to say? What did I say plenty of times? Oh, don't worry about it. Your birthday's coming up and you'll get one for your birthday. Or don't worry about it. Remember, you have that awesome blah, 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 right? To make it sort of distract, to fix, instead of just to sit like, yeah, that sucks. That's too bad. That doesn't feel good. Which is the educational piece of it, right? Because your child is telling you, your child is upset. They're telling you that they're upset because, but they don't know what that feeling is. They don't know it's jealousy. They don't know that jealousy is totally normal. They don't know that jealousy is going to go away. They think in that moment that there's something wrong, and that they're asking you, is there something wrong? And so our response as parents can really be, nope, there's nothing wrong. This is just something that doesn't feel very good. But I think that's really hard. It's super hard in the moment because we don't want our kids to be upset. right? And we don't like that. Their feelings of envy or jealousy might be triggering ours. So then we're like trying to heal our childhood wounds through our kids. It gets a little complicated. But I think if we can just stay in the space of labeling and explaining that it's temporary and that it'll go away, and then maybe distract, that might be quite a gift for our kids. I'd love to hear what you think. Give this video a like if you're watching it on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. You can send me an email anytime. There should be a link somewhere. And I look forward to talking to you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.